What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I'm your host, the average guerrilla warfare enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, the topic of today's video is going to be how to effectively utilize guerrilla warfare in the event of an invasion of your Minecraft server by an enemy Minecraft pixel. I guess, I don't know what they're called, Roblox looking guy. Okay, so that's going to be the topic of the video. How do you effectively utilize guerrilla warfare? We're going to talk about some of the philosophy behind it, I guess the philosophy of use of guerrilla warfare, and how to be an effective insurgent. Now, I want to define insurgent real quick because I feel like there's a negative connotation around the word insurgent. So an insurgent is a rebel or a revolutionary. So I want you to think about if your way of life is being threatened here in America by an invading force, okay? We'll say the invading force in this particular case is a bunch of Minecraft. They're from Minecraft, okay? And these people from Minecraft, they don't wish us anything good, okay? They want to enslave our people, and it's just not going to be a good occupation, okay? We'll leave it at that. So that is the kind of the idea or the mission set going into this, is defending our way of life. How would we effectively defend our way of life as Americans in the United States, okay? So I want you to think about that definition of insurgency. I want you to think about rebel or revolutionary as I go through how to effectively utilize guerrilla warfare. With that being said, guys, like the video, please. You don't realize how much it helps the channel. Every time you like the video, the algorithm will tell some dude that has the same interest as you that has not discovered the channel yet, it'll tell him that hey, check this guy out because he's putting out how to conduct guerrilla warfare in Minecraft, and it's a good video that you might want to study, okay? So like it, share it with a buddy, make sure you're actually subscribed. Only 37 or 38% of you guys are actually subscribed. Comment down below. Leave a gorilla with a Santa hat, okay? The gorilla emoji with the Santa hat because, hey, Merry freaking Christmas, guys. Last but not least, okay, Patreon is $5 a month. If you want to join our Discord server, the only way to get into the Discord server is through the Patreon, as I'm playing with a random hollow point here. So check out the Patreon. It's less than a cup of coffee a month, and it helps pay for this channel. It helps keep me motivated to keep putting out content like this. Yeah, gets you access to Discord, all that. Instagram is where you can see me go to the gym on Christmas Day, like I just did, and move weight around until I can't anymore for chest and tries. So go check out the Instagram channel. It's where I post some behind the scenes stuff as well. All right, hopefully by now everyone's put their gorilla emoji down below. Let's get into the topic. I have a few notes here, but most of this is just going to be from the noggin, okay? My background, who am I? I am active duty paratrooper. I'm an infantryman by trade. I've been in the Army for 11 years now. And obviously the past 11 years have been a good teaching point. So I've been able to see what the enemies of our country have been doing to us. And guess what? If I had to, I could effectively utilize it. And now here today, I'm going to try to teach you how to utilize this in Minecraft for your Minecraft server. It's not legal advice. Okay, so an insurgency. An insurgent is a rebel or a revolutionary. So first thing we're going to discuss is motivation. We're going to kind of go down the list here. These are just talking points that I kind of want to tell you the reality of some things, some baseline ground rules, okay? So this is going to be our ground rules, and then I'm going to teach you how to actually do it for realsies, okay, in Minecraft. So first things first, motivation. So typically an invading force, their motivations are going to be extrinsic. Okay, and your motivations as the defender or the person whose way of life is now being persecuted and trying to be changed by the invader. So let's say the Minecraft people are invading us, and they're gonna have extrinsic values or motivations. Okay, so they're gonna be motivated like things like, oh, I only have 7 months left on this deployment, and I get to go home, or oh, I'm gonna get paid to be here. Or I'm going to get promoted if this campaign goes successfully, stuff like that. Your motivations are going to be, if I don't win this insurgency, my family is going to get killed or enslaved or captured, or you can utilize your imagination. So that the motivation is where the strength of the insurgency begins, or the guerrilla warfare, okay? So motivations, you need to understand your enemy's motivations. A lot of times the things that motivate your enemy are going to be different than the things that motivate you. So going into this, realize a lot of times these dudes that you're going to be ambushing and destroying in Minecraft, they're just trying to get paid. They're just trying to finish their deployment and go home. They're not going to be going in to this occupation of our country with the idea of, oh, let's get after it. No. A lot of times, most of the average soldiers are just going to be like, let's just get through this so I can go home. Your motivation is going to be that of a very violent, very aggressive, tenacious defender. Okay, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. You are going to have the motivation where if you do not win this gunfight, your way of life is over. So I love how I'm shifting gears, but this is going to be a pretty intense video. Hit the like button. Okay, so motivation. Realize what you're fighting for. What you're fighting for is going to drive you to conduct this insurgency, and it's going to drive you to defend our country. Okay, so realize that going in. Irregular. All the tactics I teach here on the channel are great, but you need to realize you're going to have to pick and choose. You're not going to be able to do the things that you would normally do. You're not going to be able to do the normal SWAT attack or the platoon raid the way you would do it normally, okay? You're going to have to use irregular tactics. What that means is you may be dressed literally in a tracksuit on the way to the gym, and your mission for the day is to toss a hand grenade into a supply point for the enemy, okay? Or to toss a hand grenade into a headquarters building of enemy soldiers. That is going to be kind of some things that you're going to have to do, okay? So think about, start getting your head around irregular methods. Irregular, okay? So I don't want to beat a dead horse, but another example, just you're going to try to utilize methods that will instill fear in the invading Minecraft people, okay? You're not going to be out here able to go toe-to-toe with them. If you go toe-to-toe with an invading force, they will kill you. All right, we're going to get into some things on that in a minute. Obviously, this is all for hypothetical, not real life, right? Okay, so irregular tactics. You're not going to be able to utilize the same tactics that I teach on the channel, except for the ones I'm going to teach today. I think it's wild that I'm teaching this on YouTube right now. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome. So, yeah. Get down below and let me know if you've ever had imposter syndrome as you're teaching a class. You're like, I can't believe we're actually teaching this right now. Okay, audacity. You need to be audacious. That means you need to do things that the enemy would think you're not going to do. Now, I should say one thing first and foremost. You still need to be ethical and moral. You need to have your good human ethics. You need to still be a good person. You still need to, as you're fighting this insurgency, we're not going to do things that are illegal or immoral or unethical. You're still going to after this fight is over, you still have to be a dude. And you have to be able to live with the things that you've done. So you're not going to do anything that is going to break that code, okay? You're still going to be a good dude. But with that being said, for the rules of engagement, for the operations you're going to conduct, you need to be audacious. You need to risk it to get the freaking biscuit, okay? You're going to go out at night and sneak in and infiltrate and try to do things. You're going to go out and try to catch the enemy off guard, catch them at their weakest. You're going to have to bring the freaking metal when it's time. You're going to have to be freaking audacious. As an insurgent, to fight a guerrilla warfare, a guerrilla freaking war, you're going to have to do things that the enemy doesn't think you're going to do, okay? Keeping your ethics in mind. Speed. The downfall of the conventional force of Minecraft people that you're going to be fighting is they're going to be slow moving. It's going to take them a long time to do anything. Look at what's going on in Europe right now. It's going to take any invading force a long time, and a lot of supply chain issues are going to occur. And guess who's going to be helping with that? So in this situation, you're going to assume that you're not a soldier or a Marine. You're at home, okay? And for whatever reason, you're cut off. Whether you're a military, civilian, or you're a soldier, in this situation, we're assuming you could not make it back to your unit, so that the main forces of the United States are still either fighting or they've been defeated. So these are the tactics we're going to have to utilize, okay? So with that being said, speed. The invading force is going to be slow to do anything. And the way we're going to utilize speed is we're going to hit them where it freaking counts. We're going to hit them in the supply chains. We're going to hit their rear echelon soldiers. We're going to hit them when they're on recovery at soft targets. We are not going to fight their infantry forces. I say again, we're not going to fight their main force. We're going to try to fight their supply clerks. We're going to try to fight their headquarters. We're going to try to fight their MPs. We're going to do that, okay? We're not going to fight their military force, because if you try to fight me and a platoon of riflemen, or a rifle platoon, right, that where I grew up, if my platoon is squared away, we are going to absolutely destroy you with modern technology, okay, and modern tactics. However, if you utilize speed and you engage rear echelon soldiers and you hit them in their soft underbelly and their supply points and their defects, okay, their dining facilities, if you hit them in these spots, it's going to instill terror and fear, and we're going to get into that. So that is how we are going to utilize speed. We're going to utilize very quick gear. The machine gun is not going to be our strong point. The things that are going to be our strong point are going to be like shotguns, short barrel shotguns, short barrel rifles, or AR-15s, right? Things that we can move quickly in and out, dump a mag, drop the gun, and leave, right? Stuff like that. So that's how we're going to utilize speed. Flexibility. You're not going to attack every day all the time. You're not at war. If you're a military-age male behind enemy lines, you need to remember that. And if the occupation gets bad enough, they're just going to either imprison all military-age males, or they're going to execute all of you, okay? So with that being said, you need to be flexible. You need to go out, show your face. If the invading Minecraft people if they're not imprisoning all the military-age males and they're still keeping it relatively cool, go out. Go to the store, go to the gym, show your face. Make sure that you are not viewed as a threat. Now, with that being said, with this flexibility, you cannot be armed. If you need to understand the occupiers, okay? And we're going to talk about how to become armed and how to disarm yourself intentionally to survive. But the point of flexibility is it may be a month where you don't attack the enemy. It may be 2 months, but the times that you do have to be violent, they have to be audacious, and you have to inflict fear and damage on the enemy to make them change their motivations about continuing the occupation. You see how all this is starting to come together. Guys, let's take a coffee break. Hit the like button, hit the comments, leave your ape emoji, leave your Santa emoji. Talk to me about what you want to see next. Let me know in the comments. If you've gotten this far, that means you're one of my real followers, and I appreciate all of you. Cheers. Let me get some coffee in me. Someone's going to complain that I got Starbucks. Dude, I was in a hurry. It's after the gym. Whatever. Where were we? Flexibility, secrecy. If you have tattoos because you've been in the infantry for over a decade, you need to wear long sleeves. You shouldn't be on an ambush or on a raid, and you should have a face covering on, a mask. You should hide your tattoos. You should have no identifiable features, okay? Also, secrecy. You're not going to use your cell phone. You're not going to send text messages or calls. You're going to do everything in person or over hand-passed notes, okay? In hand-passed orders. We're not going to do anything that's going to get us executed in the town square. We need to remain secret. So if you got tattoos like me and you're tatted up and you're a very easy person to detect, well, you realize that going in. So being flexible and remaining secret throughout your operation is not utilizing technology to get yourself caught up, okay? Terror. Now, this is only for Minecraft, and when I should have put fear, because the word terror is going to freak the algorithm out. But listen, keeping your morals and your ethics in line, like we talked about, you need to attack at night, attack in those spots, and you need to be effective. You need to have fear. You need to change their motivation by using terror or fear. The way you're going to do that is just whenever it is time to attack the enemy combatants, the enemy soldiers, the Minecraft invaders of America, you need to utilize fear, and you need to break their freaking will to fight. Okay, you need to break them. So break them to change their motivation using terror or fear, but remaining ethical and moral. So break their freaking will to be here. Local support. Even though you're using terror, you need to keep local support, because right now there's a lot of certain people that have certain political ideas in our country that aren't going to support us. They're just going to fall in line. The enemy Minecraft people are gonna occupy, and you're gonna have a bunch of people like, oh, it's not that bad. It's not that. Oh, I still get my bread ration every day. They're just dictators. Who cares? You need to get local support. You need to gain their support. If you, in your quest for victory in defending America, if you go too hot and heavy in the terror or fear category, you're going to lose local support. So realize that. Don't do anything crazy, okay? If the enemy surrenders and they're unarmed, don't freaking do anything crazy, all right? I don't think I need to beat a dead horse. Just keep your morals and your ethics in line with that of a good freaking human, a good freaking patriot in the United States, okay? This goes for our allies as well, our Western allies. If you're watching this, if you're in Canada or you're Canada, you guys got to fix your government, but that's a whole other issue. But if you're in Canada, UK, or any of our allies watching this, remember, you need to gain local support because there's going to be a lot of people that don't hit the gym and don't have the same ideas that we have, that aren't going to be out fighting. They're just going to fall in line for their bread ration every day. The underbelly, that's what we're going to fight. We already talked about that a little bit. We're going to go after the troops that don't have good kit set up. So a good way to tell of the type of troops that you want to, or enemy Minecraft people that you want to ambush, are going to be the ones that are a little bit fat. Their kit looks a little jacked up. They don't take care of their freaking weapons. They're not squared away. They're not crisp. You're going to know if the enemy, if the Minecraft enemy has a freaking ranger bat, don't mess with those dudes. Or if the enemy Minecraft people have like an infantry platoon come in, and they're like paratroopers and they're super squared away and they're just freaking, you can tell they're all tatted up and yoked out of their freaking minds, probably don't want to attack them, okay? They're probably going to freaking knock you out of the park. But if you have a bunch of pogues come in and they're looking soft, looking slow, looking weak, undisciplined, they don't have their gear tied down, they're looking jacked up, well, guess what? That's the underbelly. You just found it. So utilizing flexibility and audacity, you can take out the underbelly. And that will in turn change their motivation and cause fear on the enemy. Fratricide. What you're going to have to anticipate going into being a guerrilla warfare fighter for the right reasons, right? But you're going to have to anticipate a higher risk of fratricide just by the nature of the types of operations that are going to be conducted. So going into this, you need to try to have easily identifiable features. But if you have too much of a uniform for the guerrilla that you're fighting with, right? Like look at in Vietnam, the VC, they all wore black, right? Black pajamas, that was their uniform. But then what happened when the Americans saw somebody in black pajamas? They freaking just smoked them, right? They changed the ROE, the rules of engagement. So realize that going in. If your uniform is tracksuits, blue tracksuits, and guess what they're going to start doing every time they see a blue tracksuit? They're just going to smoke them. So realize fratricide is going to be a problem. Okay, you need to just try to mitigate the risk, but just know that going in. Reality. The reality of the situation is it's really hard to beat a guerrilla fight. So the Minecraft invaders are going to have a hard time of beating you. They're going to beat you in some battles. They're going to destroy your plans, and sometimes. And the reality of the situation, it's really easy to win a guerrilla warfare, but the costs are going to be astronomical. If you get caught as an enemy combatant, look at World War II. Look at what the Germans did to the, what's the word I'm looking for? The freedom fighters. I'll think about it probably after this video. But look at what they did to the enemy combatants that they captured. They executed them. Okay? So realize that you're going to have your motivations in line. You're going to have to fight hard. You're going to have to move fast. You're going to have to be smart. Don't get caught, because if you get caught, you and your family are probably going to be, yeah. So just realize the reality. The realities of guerrilla warfare, they're serious, guys. It's serious, okay? So just realize that going in. All right, guys, coffee break. That ends our baseline discussion. Now I'm going to tell you how to take all these factors and actually fight and win. Okay, so this is our nicely drawn, I don't know who drew this, but awesome artwork. Make sure to like and comment, guys, do it. Okay, this is our home, right? Now, we got 3 different methods. We can go from our home, say we want to conduct a raid. I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do a class on raid next. So stay tuned. Probably tomorrow or the next day, I'll have the next class up on raid. I'm going to keep pumping these videos out. You guys seem to enjoy them, and I seem to enjoy making them. So if you don't know how to conduct a raid, don't worry. That's a raid. Don't worry. I'm going to, I'll do another video in the following days to teach you how to do a raid. Remember, this is only for Minecraft. Okay, this is our home, and this is our cache. We're not going to have our high-speed safe in our house anymore. Why? Because when the enemy kicks down your door and they come into your house, even if, don't ever, rule number 1, write it down, never fight from your home. You will lose. The enemy Minecraft army has a vast network of supplies, and if you win one day, they're just going to come back the next day and burn your house down. Do not ever fight from your home during an occupation. Look what happened in Afghanistan whenever we found a dude with an AK in their house. Okay? So, never ever fight from your home. That's step number 1. Keep the weapons at a cache. Never keep the weapons at your home. I already know all the untrained people in the comment section when I just said that, they're gonna be like, you're giving up your guns. You're not listening to what I'm saying. If you have the guns in your home, they're gonna kill you. Okay? They're gonna win. If you win the battle one day, they're just gonna send a different company the next day and they're gonna win. Never fight from your home. Unless you're gonna be a full-time freedom fighter. In that case, you're not gonna be living in a home. You're gonna be living in a hole in the... But we don't want to do that anyway. That is not how guerrilla warfare is fought. That is not how guerrilla warfare is won. Okay, so you're going to keep your weapons in a cache. You're not going to have any weapons here. Okay? The extent of that is if the invading force allows you to have like a handgun, or if they allow you to have like a shotgun or something, or a hunting rifle, keep that stuff here, but it's not going to be utilized for the fight. Okay? So all your weapons will be in a cache. You want to avoid going directly to and directly from the weapons cache. All right? You also want to avoid doing something like this. So maybe this is like the gym is over here. You want to avoid going to the gym and then going to the cache, because that's going to develop a pattern of life, and the enemy is going to easily smoke you because they're going to wait right here for you to come back with the guns. Okay? So don't do that. The way you're going to go to and from your cache for this guerrilla warfare in Minecraft, you're going to go from your home to the gym. And then from the gym, you're going to go to the store. And then from the store, you're going to go to a friend's house. And then from the friend's house, you're going to go to another random spot. And then you're going to go to the cache. From the cache, you're going to take an alternate route every time you leave it, as to not develop a pattern of life. And then you're going to conduct whatever mission you need to do. Then you're going to take a different path back to the cache. And then you're going to do a different order of events. What this is going to do is, oh, well, no, he was at the gym. He was at the store. He was at his friend's house. He was here. Many people will see you. It's going to develop an alibi for you. And so you don't get killed going to and from your weapons cache. All right. So that is how you're going to go to and from your cache of weapons. You're never going to keep stuff here, because if you do, what's going to happen to you? They're going to kill you. Gotcha. In Minecraft. All right. This is not legal advice. Legal disclaimer. All right. Now, say you have gone to random points. Okay. Your cache should also include your body armor and your helmet. Okay. That should all be at your cache as well. Your grenades, stuff like that you take from the enemy Minecraft roadblock people, they're going to get left here too. Let's say, okay, once you get to your cache, then you're going to move to your link up point or your hide site with all the other freedom fighters, right? So you move from your cache, okay, do a dog leg, like we said, something different every time, and go to your hide site. Get whatever mission that you're going to do. In this case, it's a raid. You'll go from your hide site in a random order over to the raid. You'll raid whatever compound you're going to raid of enemy combatants. You'll take a different path out, moving quickly to the hide site, and then from the hide site, you'll go take a different route back to the cache, and then all the way back home. All right? Remember, take intel and take whatever you can from the enemy roadblock fighters on the objective, but speed and audacity and flexibility need to occur on the objective during the assault. Okay, you can't take forever. If it's successful, good, get in, get out. If it's unsuccessful, break contact, live to fight another day, because remember, we're flexible. We're not going to force the issue. It's going to be a long fight. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month. It's going to happen over years. but we will win if you utilize these steps and keep this in mind. All right, guys, if you got this far, that means you're one of my real freaking supporters. If you got this far, I want you to leave the ice cream emoji, okay? Because I need to know where my freaking real homies are at. Thanks for being here, guys. Leave your ice cream emoji if you got this far. Make sure you're actually subscribed. 67% are not, and they watch the videos all the time. Doesn't make sense to me. Probably doesn't make sense to you either. But make sure you're actually subscribed. I enjoy making these videos. In summary, guys, the way you're going to be successful for an insurgency or guerrilla warfare in Minecraft is if you utilize these baseline rules and follow the steps I showed you, you will be more successful utilizing this than you would otherwise. Don't use this for anything real other than airsoft and Minecraft. I enjoy making these videos, guys. Consider going over to the Patreon. It's only $5 a month, and it keeps me motivated to keep doing this. Have a good Christmas, guys, and until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average guerrilla warfare enjoyer, signing out. Cheers.